Bitcoin hits 100,000. Wow, maybe we can make money in this field.
This is really bad narrative, such as you can make quick money, but the outside world is a bit too slow to keep up with the new technology. How can you do it if you just put a banner somewhere in the subway that tells them not only deposit their money, but to invest and make profit and actually become financially independent? Not so much trust.
What is the difference between working alone and working in a team? How to interact with the people, how to lead people to be succeeding in a crypto field?
Firstly, you need to work with your psyche, and then you need to work with your intelligence. You always need to continue learning.
You look like a person who already put money on this market.
Yeah, I did.
Why so exhausted?
It's been a long time here in crypto industry. I got rocked as everybody else. I tried different things, but this is part of the journey.
My guest today is Karyna. Karyna has a lot of experience in crypto field. She worked in companies like Cardano, Binance, and now what is your role today in DWF Labs?
PD and partnerships.
Wow, what does it mean?
I'm looking for new projects that we can help with investments and market making, as well as treasury management and other financial services that we provide.
How you decide to work in the crypto industry? Because I think now when Bitcoin hits 100,000, more and more people started to think about, wow, maybe we can make money in this field in some of the other ways except of trading or investment. Maybe some of them are still looking for the career in this field. How do you start?
This is a good question. I think first, you just need to break down your personality and expertise, such as what do you currently know how to do, what your hard skills and soft skills are, and what you're interested in doing and for how long. And then based on that, you can shortlist companies that you're interested in.
Really?
In crypto. And you can apply for entry-level positions. If you're in university, you can apply for internships. For example, Binance, they do internships for summer. They're quite successful. And those university kids, they actually get lucky to work on really big projects, including big partnerships like Cristiano Ronaldo. We had some interns working with us, helping on certain things there.
Where is the place where I can look for the actual job offers in crypto? Where do you find it? In a LinkedIn or any other platforms? Or you're just searching the official websites or CoinMarketCap? Because for me, I have no idea where to start in crypto.
I'd say you can look for LinkedIn, but you need to understand how to filter things. Maybe at the beginning, it will be a bit difficult for you to filter out, right? You can just go to the biggest companies in the industry like Binance, other exchanges.
To their websites.
To their websites. And there are always a button at the bottom on the main page, hiring. And there are also several websites that are dedicated just for jobs. So cryptojobs.com, some other ones. Like you can just even Google crypto hiring websites and you'll find 3 or 4 different websites.
What about your story? I mean, what was your first company?
Cardano.
How does it happen? When it happened? Tell me a little bit more about this, because this is so interesting. Because as you see, I joined crypto in a different way. I started as an entrepreneur and made all this way in media. I'm also hiring a lot of people, but I usually do it with the agencies. I have no idea that I can hire someone directly, I don't know, from the market. How do you start and what's driven you?
Interest, money. They pay better than in traditional industries, no?
Yeah, 100%.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
It was really scary at the beginning. I got introduced through mutual friends to Cardano, and they had certain openings in my region, in my country. I think I got lucky. And also it was Emorgo, one of the funding entities behind Cardano. So it was a sort of startup mode at that time. So I was basically wearing different hats and doing different things. But I was between R&D team where they were building a new wallet and we were building Cardano Academy and also doing customer support for people that started using our Yoroi wallet with certain questions in terms of interface and functionality, and also helping on the marketing events front. We were doing some events in Eastern Europe. So I got lots of exposure to different departments at that time.
Can you tell me maybe some funny story about your job in Cardano, because maybe it can be hard to remember, but I think people love to hear stories.
I think the only story that pops to my mind is when I'm sitting still figuring out blockchain and what it is and why I need to buy Bitcoin. And I'm already lucky enough to have a job with Cardano. I need to do input of translations to They have special programs for developers when it's black and white and there is a code and you need to put between the code the translation or something like that. It was so frightening. And they didn't provide at that time corporate computer because it's still a startup, a small company. And my computer was just so slow and I couldn't do it. And it was frightening looking at the screen and not understanding like where's the code and where I need to do my input. Yeah, so something like that.
It was interesting. Yeah, sometimes it can looks complicated. So what was next? What you decided to do? Because the next company in your portfolio, it was Binance. It's like you just jump from a crypto project, from a crypto startup. When it was? In what year? It was in 2017, 2018?
So I think I joined Cardano in 2018.
2018.
And I got offer from Binance at the end of 2019, and I started Binance on 7th of January in 2020.
Wow, you got an offer.
No, I applied myself.
You applied yourself.
And they didn't want to consider my application. I had to apply like 7 times.
Really? Wow. Why you decided to work in Binance or not in any other exchanges like OKX, maybe Binance, or no, maybe Bybit or etc.?
To be honest, I just didn't hear about them at that time.
And what was your responsibilities? What do you do?
So I joined as events manager for the CIS market, but shortly after I joined the global team to do the events, and then I got promoted to lead the events and sponsorship department, and then I changed the department and I tried a new career in brand partnerships, working with different brands.
Can you make an example of brand partnership?
Have you seen Binance's last campaign with Cristiano Ronaldo?
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Or Formula One, where Binance is one of the sponsors.
This is one of my most common questions. Why companies like Binance, OKX, Bybit, etc., they put a lot of money in this brand partnership? How does it help? Because on the one hand, I see that they invest a lot of human resources into our affiliate marketing program. But on the other hand, they put a lot of money on this partnership financing and sponsor different football clubs or Formula One teams. What is the reason? Or maybe KPI. What was your internal KPI?
We always have KPIs at Binance.
How to measure it?
It's difficult. It's really difficult, and sometimes it's disappointing because very often your expectations may be a bit too high, but the outside world is a bit too slow to keep up with the new technology that you're trying to promote. But overall, having those strong, big brand partnerships, it's first to bring awareness outside of our small circle. Like if you look realistically in crypto, we're still 5 lunatics screaming at each other, and we still need to do a lot to show the outside world that we are here to stay and we do something valuable. So how can you do it if you just put banner somewhere in the subway? Not so much trust. But what if this banner with crypto company is going to be next to the face of a person that you admire and you trust, and you use an example or inspiration in your life? Basically, using the community of big athletes, superstars, celebrities, football clubs, we can help to educate people outside of crypto on the technology, on the crypto, on this alternative financial asset, and why they should be at least considering joining this ecosystem.
I 100% agree that it helps in every way. Like it helps you to work with affiliates, it helps you to onboard users, but how to measure? What's the metric? Like after any integration or any game of the Cristiano Ronaldo or maybe Formula One team race, you saw a big peak in organic search or in visiting your websites, or you started to grow in a top apps in the App Store. What was the metric? How to measure it? Except of this feeling that it helps.
So you have direct and indirect KPIs. Indirect KPIs, it's actually something probably more philosophical because you don't know how it's going to come back to you, such as someone saw your brand next to a famous athlete and they saw your brands a certain amount of times, so they build trust. And then when they again encounter with your brand because of that.
7 connections, you need around seven touches of connections.
On the other side, you can build campaigns and you can build products and you can measure with, let's say, if this is with the example of the exchange, metrics such as social metrics, social growth of the channels, interactions with certain posts where you were promoting that campaign with the athlete, basically all social metrics. So you know them quite well. On the other side, acquisition metrics in relation to your product and to your business. So we start with very wide website visits. Did traffic increase? we track by using certain links, how much of the traffic we brought through those links that we were putting out there when promoting the campaign. After that, we see how many clicks, how many people clicked to sign up, how many people actually signed up, how many people completed KYC, how many people did the first deposit and the first trade, because this is your end goal, right? To get more users onto the exchange. And then you use life cycle operations to educate them more on the financial products that you offer them on your platform.
In case of onboarding new users to crypto, because Binance, this is number one, it covers the most share of the users. What does it really mean to onboard a new user? Is it easy or not? Because I think this is not enough just to open an account on exchange. You need to make a first transaction, you need to buy a first Bitcoin. Because also I onboarded some of the users to the Binance several days ago. They asked me to make a portfolio of around more than $1 million. I just told them, okay, we need Trust Wallet and we need Binance. So let's start with this. What does it mean to onboard a new user?
Educate. First of all, is to educate.
How?
Because look, how many people do you know that have spreadsheet or have tools where they monitor their finances on daily basis? Do you monitor your finances on daily basis?
On daily basis, no.
Can you tell me accurately, or can you tell yourself accurately how much you spend during the week, during the month, during the day?
Because I pay from one card, I can check.
So you don't have the statistics. You don't do this proper tracking.
I did it around 1 year ago, but now not.
It's difficult. It's really difficult, and it's stressful, especially when it comes to money. Sometimes ignorance is our ammunition. We don't want to know when we spend.
I get it, but it's super important. I agree with you.
If, for example, you have one bank account and another bank comes to you and says, well, I want to move all your money from your first account to our account because we're going to give you A, B, C, D. Can you do it easily? Can you trust that new bank?
Not sure.
And we all like that. Most of us, right? Like we are very careful with our finances, with trying new banks. How people that really careful trying new bank can trust alternative financial system that tells them not only deposit their money, but to invest and make profit and actually become financially independent. When most of the people, they still think that the best and the safest investment is depositing in your bank and real estate. So it takes actually lots of education, and you need to target specific age groups that are willing to take a little bit more risk and a bit more tech savvy. I mean, optimistically, we are looking to the world where your grandma can open Binance account and can buy Bitcoin.
What is the biggest barrier for the onboarding?
Education and trust.
What do you mean by trust?
It's like you trusting an alternative bank with your money and move your money to that new alternative bank that offers you better conditions.
What about some technical issues, like if you want to deposit money to the Binance, it's sometimes you cannot do it directly from your bank account or from your card.
That's right. This is a good point because you also need to learn how to deposit fiat money and convert them into crypto money. So you need to have some specific knowledge about the interface. So it's quite a lot of steps, right? It's not something simple as you. Even making a Swift transfer is difficult. How many years it took us to learn how to do Swift transfer from one bank to another?
I get it. I get this idea. How Binance educate people. We are influencers, so you had your own academy. Because for me, as a, let's say, experienced or advanced user of a Binance, I didn't meet these issues or these problems. But what is actually working right now? What is the main source of education for you?
I think there's all of the channels that you just described, and they work together. Binance Academy, different campaigns, affiliates, influencers, crypto influencers for certain people that already entered the space. Mainstream influencers like Karyna, Binance also had partnership. I think they still have partnership.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. But they did a couple of campaigns with Karyna. Yeah, so all those together and trying to educate as much as possible through different channels. You just tap different audiences with different channels, what they're interested in and what they trust.
Why you decided to finish your work in Binance and move farther with DWF? What's inspired you here?
Well, I think it depends on your certain age and your priorities and interests in life. And young people like me, we tend to be more ambitious in terms of our career and willing to risk a little bit more and try new things. I really wanted to come back to Binance in 2020 when it was smaller and faster company. And I think DWF to me is like Binance in 2020. They're actually moving with the speed of light, really fast, really efficient, lean team. We don't have thousands of long meetings, corporate things. It's very straightforward and I see great potential. The company development, great leadership. Andre, he's visionary. I have great management. that was supportive of me when I joined and basically started my career from scratch again.
I had a podcast with Andrew, and he shared with me a lot of different plans of DWF. What is your responsibilities in case of the project? You onboard them for some of your services. What is your daily routine?
Basically, I look for projects or I interact with projects that reached out to me. So yeah, I would say that work with those projects, understand their needs, where we can be helpful. Maybe it's going to be market making, investments, treasury management. And of course, we provide tailored support. We do ecosystem support for them. They all have their personal account manager that helps them with certain needs, such as maybe additional funding through our VC partners, KOLs, connection with our other portfolio projects for cross-collaborations.
What makes DWF so special? What is the superpower of the DWF right now?
Visionary leadership, flexibility, and speed and efficiency.
What about your vision for the market, for the future of maybe not the price action, but sectors of the crypto economy or other things? Where we are going?
I would say that for big players, it's a great alternative asset class where they see potential for investments and for additional revenue streams, right? For retail users, especially from developing countries, it's a great way to enter financial markets and to be part of the financial system where they can multiply their assets and try to become financially stable or independent, because barrier to entry is easier and lower compared to traditional financial fields and brokers, right? If you want to invest in S&P 500, what's your user journey? And if you want to invest in Bitcoin, what's your user journey? So it's easier to invest in Bitcoin than in S&P 500. Yeah. I say that we're going in a really great direction, but we still need to focus a lot on education and trust. We still need to focus on education and trust. So those two, I said roughly, probably there are more user groups and targeted audiences, but those that I mentioned, they should lean forward to join us, to join our force.
But in DWF, you don't educate people. You just interact with the projects. Or you have, your own source like a Twitter where you share some of your experience, etc.
I should probably share more than I do currently on Twitter. But I believe the DWF will come up with certain educational initiatives.
Oh, really?
I think so, I assume.
What do you think about this growth of the meme coin on the market? Because it looks like this cycle is more about VIF, Pepe, Doggy, and other things like this. Also got the first AI token, etc. What do you think about this industry?
It's interesting. It's fun. People are having fun. People are tired of probably calculating those tokenomics all the time and trying to guess what's going to be TGE price and then getting rocked by certain things. From the retail side. But probably I talk really bluntly, but this is my feeling from seeing people maybe getting really tired of fundamentals that you're trying to learn so hard and it's not going to work, and you believed in this project, you married that project for certain, as you thought,
and you become a believer.
Logical reasons, and it's just evaporated. So meme coins is a bit easier because they're not fundamentals, there's culture. And you like to have this sense of belonging. So they have this sense of belonging, they enjoy the culture, they have fun, but at the same time, it's risky and it's a gamble.
What about your personal investment strategy in crypto? Do you invest some share of your income, or I don't know? How do you interact with this field? Because it looks like you believe in it. You look like a person who already put money on this market.
Yeah, I did.
Why so exhausted?
It's been a long time here in crypto industry. Well, I'd say I got rocked as everybody else. I tried different things. I listened to certain things on
the
YouTube, Twitter, Telegram channels, and all that. But this is part of the journey, and this is part of you educating yourself. Because again, when it comes to investments and financial markets, this is one of the most difficult fields. And you just go through your journey, you continue learning, you continue observing. Having the diary of your investments is also really important. So you can go back, look at this and think, wow, I thought I was really logical and smart here. I think I got lucky because I was always working in crypto full time, and it's always so busy fast moving and you have certain policies, especially at Binance. We had insider trading policies. If you buy an asset, you cannot sell it for the next 30 days. Then they extended to 90 days. Obviously, we couldn't trade futures. I think they just recently announced that you can do futures for a certain amount of money, which is like really tiny one per year.
What is this? This is agreed? Why some of the policies, they make it more restrictful, but they allow it futures? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, I just mentioned overall in the lab, they were always like fluctuating, probably based on the market conditions and the sentiment. First of all, to ensure that we are compliant and to protect our employees so they're not going to get wrecked. Because when you just join crypto, and this is really bad narrative, such as you can make quick money. But do you know many people that made quick money? Like you basically get lucky. It's like a gamble. Going back to your question, there were always lots of work, so you don't have time to lose your money. And there are also trading policies that keep you in place until you put a little bit brain in your head. And once you do that, you realize that, well, based on my lifestyle and based on how much time I can invest in researching and doing all those things, I would just go conservative with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe a couple of altcoins.
What makes you special?
Me personally?
I mean, as an employee in crypto field.
I don't think I'm special. I just got lucky.
What do you mean got lucky? Can you explain this?
I got lucky being hired by Cardano and trying different things that helped me to navigate to next stage at Binance. I got lucky being hired at Binance, and when I was hired 4 months after COVID happened, and so many layoffs were at that time. They didn't lay me off, but at that time my position was events.
There was no events during
How would
COVID.
you do events during COVID, right?
Yeah, I get it.
I got lucky. We shifted our strategy. We started doing lots of online conferences and stuff. Again, got lucky. Wanted to try new things. Okay, go try brand partnerships. Again, got lucky. Learned so many things. And there was certain opening at DWF that really suited my expertise. I think got lucky and hard work.
Oh, what is the share of the hard work in your success, in your career?
Probably 90 to 95%.
But you mentioned got lucky several times more than hard work. What does it mean to hard work for you?
First of all, to have ownership of the things that you do. You own them. So this is your responsibility to be an adult, not try to say that your manager is bad or management of the company is bad or something didn't work out that is out of your control. But to have ownership, to be proactive, to be structured and organized, and to continue learning new things.
Can you tell me about some of your maybe failures in a Binance? 100% it must be some of them.
All the time.
Yeah, I like your style. Maybe some of the most rememberable.
You mean like funny one or dramatic one?
Both of them. Why not?
Funny.
Maybe dramatic one. Because people love failures. They love success, but also they love to hear about failures.
I failed as a manager.
Wow.
It all comes from self-awareness.
Okay.
You always need to know yourself really well. And so you can understand what you can do and what you cannot do. Sometimes you think you cannot do because of fear. Sometimes it's not time for you yet. So it wasn't time for me yet. And it wasn't that situation. It was lots of pressure on certain projects. We had a lot of lineups on certain things that we needed to do in such a short time. At the same time, I was hiring people and I was onboarding people. So it was a brand new team. And it takes lots of investments and efforts. And I just probably didn't understand how much resource you need to put into people.
Good insight, yeah.
Yeah, because you're nothing without your team.
How many people do you have in your team?
Right now, I don't have a team.
No, previously in the Binance.
I think 6.
6. And what is the difference between working alone and working in a team? Because I think you know that if you want to move fast, you can go alone. If you want to move further, you need to go with the people.
It's more stressful and you feel more responsibilities when you have a team around. Because first of all, you need to improve yourself even more as compared to when you work alone. You cannot allow yourself failures because then it's going to get reflected on your team. For example, you can see unconsciously lots of people, when they have a manager, they tend to mimic their style of working, even some words, even some gestures or something, because we are very personable, we are human beings, right? You are who are your surroundings. And also you need to understand strengths and weaknesses, be factual, don't be emotional.
I want to learn more about the management because I think this is super important if you want to grow or if you want to build a company. What is a good management for you? What does it mean to be a good manager?
I think in general, those very general terms. First of all, you need to be very self-aware of yourself and especially your weaknesses. Because if you cannot hold your temper, if you get easily angry, if you cannot take feedback from your team and from people around, it's just you don't look really stable as a person who can lead people and lead a certain business division. Firstly, you need to work with your psyche. And then you need to work with your intelligence. You always need to continue learning so you can understand the business and you can understand your people. Try to be fair. Like, you cannot be fair all the time, and fairness is very subjective, but try to be fair. You should challenge and stretch people, and especially your A players, you should challenge them even more because they can do more and they can deliver more than other team members. Obviously, like, the best picture to have A players, like the whole team of A players, and delegate. Like, there are lots of things. I think I'm just mumbling and bumbling right now.
What makes you happy? This is a question from a Burning Man. Because when I was in Burning Man, a lot of people, I just come to the person and ask, hey, what do you do for a living? And they looked at me like crazy. And then they advised me to switch a question to the, what makes you happy?
Health, family, and son.
Wow, I get it. Do you live in Dubai?
Yeah.
For how many years?
Binance relocated me in 2022.
And do you work in the office?
No, we have office in DWF here in Dubai. Oh, you mean Binance?
Maybe Prior and Binance.
Yeah, they have really big office. So I used to go to the office very often.
Can you share some of the, maybe not stories, some examples of how working in the office in a crypto company looks like? Because for a lot of people, crypto companies, this is something in the clouds. Like, this is
really?
I think so. Except of maybe big exchanges. If you're talking about the rest of the projects, I'm not sure that all of them have the offices. I think the 80% of the companies in the crypto field doesn't have an office.
No,
maybe this is my...
They don't.
They don't, yeah.
Binance started as fully remote organization, and it was so shocking for people. I remember there was interview CZ did, and interviewer was asking him, so what is your headquarters? We are globally. We have people in X amount of countries. I don't remember how many. It was 2020. Okay, but where is your headquarters? But we are globally. We are based, like, we have people globally around the world. But where is your office? We don't have the office. How you don't have an office? How can you work if you don't have an office? I mean, right now, especially when you have lots of employees in certain locations like Dubai, you have office. It's just an office in a building, 4 walls, and there's rooms, and there are meeting rooms, and there's area where you can eat, fridges.
Yeah, I've been in several offices here.
Snacks. Yeah, it looks normal, nothing special. You have branding, you have your company branding, you have your workplace, you have a meeting room, there are certain activities, some get together after work. Just pretty simple.
What is the hardest thing in your current work in DWF? What are the most challenging for you?
Maybe to explain projects on certain values that we bring, and sometimes to instill trust, because this is a long-term partnership, right? And people need to get comfortable with the market maker that they're choosing and with their business model, just to build trust, to build a really good relationship.
Talking about the value, what exactly do you offer in DWF in case of the market making offer? What is the value of this?
So market making, you need market making for your token pair, for the trading pair to make this.
What does it mean?
You already did podcasts on market making before, and I watched them. You know what market making is.
But for the wider audience, why not?
It's to make the market efficient. So, for example, let me tell you a story.
Because I think there are a lot of projects, they ask you the same question.
Yeah, so you go there, you need to have liquidity in your trading pair. So when retail comes and they want to buy and sell, there is not going to be like a hole, let's say, on that specific order, and market maker can cover that. And so it can be movable faster and efficient, and it will attract more traders to buy and sell your token.
I know you work with so many projects. Are they profitable? I think that 80% of the project, they're non-profitable.
I think I can agree with you on that, because even if you look at the amount of new projects and tokens being released, and we still have probably the same amount of retail interested in entering the projects, there is right now it's a fight for attention to get that liquidity. It's my subjective opinion. what I see from the community perspective, because I'm also a community member in the crypto industry. It's also like it cannot be so hard on the projects to say if they're profitable or not, because we are still in a very venture side of the development. And in general, as an industry, we're trying new things. We're trying to build new companies. Look at those startups in Silicon Valley that they're building things. They're also raising millions of dollars, especially for AI. And in venture capital, what's your bail? Like 90%. Okay. In crypto will be 98% because this is also venture stage.
The problem is that it's a big difference between 90 and 98%. This is a huge difference because in that case you have 1 of 10 and here is you have 1 of 50.
Because barrier to entry is easy here in crypto, which is good. That's why more people, they can try to be entrepreneur. They can try to build their startup. They have a vision on technology and they can try that if their idea is going to work or not.
From the community side, what do you think? What is the real number of users in a crypto field? How many millions, billions, hundreds of millions? I have no idea.
150 to 100 million. But I think different stages of activity. Some probably interact with the, let's say, Binance app once a month or once a quarter. But in terms of those degens that are doing the daily trading, maybe 10% of... No, I don't know. I don't want to throw numbers.
But this is just about the feeling.
Not as many as
like tens of millions of people or hundreds of millions of people.
Maybe tens of millions that interact with crypto products on a daily basis. This is like very optimistic.
Really? What is the most prospective region for the crypto? Now I think that US is growing. With a new government, with a Trump, it can generate a huge... I'm not sure that it will be a buy pressure, but it can generate a new interest to the field.
100% more interest, more companies can establish their businesses, more other companies can expand their services to the US, but also do not undermine CIS region, a really big CIS region. And there are more need in developing countries in CIS region for young people to enter alternative financial markets and try to build their portfolio and try to get profit rather than Americans. Right? And
I agree.
Asia as well is very perspective. Africa, I remember when I was at Cardano, Charles, he was going to Africa very often. They were doing different initiatives there.
For me, Cardano was always a Japan project. I have no idea that it can work in Africa, but...
Yeah, and I think they built several tracking solutions. They were trying to build tracking solutions on certain products in Africa.
You have a strong Twitter. You have around 6,000 subscribers there. This is your hobby, or this is the common thing that you must have if you work in a crypto field, because you're also some type of influencer or maybe crypto blogger. How do you position yourself, and what is your internal motivation to do this blog?
Probably connect with more people, because we are now in a digital era, and I met great people on Twitter, like really, with some of them we became friends, as well as you can be ambassador of your company. So when I was at Binance, I was just tweeting about things that we were doing at Binance, what me and my team were doing there, and some interesting updates. Sometimes it attracted attention of also interesting personalities that then I invited to our events to do some things together, collaborations. Probably you can also educate the crypto industry about what your company doing, what is your personal expertise. It can also serve as your CV in some cases. I know so many people in crypto Twitter that they don't need to send CV on their websites anymore. They have really strong profile, and you can see their expertise through their tweets. Like, there are lots of different ways. But for me personally, connecting with new people, showcasing more about work that I'm doing, and see if I can find interesting collaborations online and learn about other people and also have fun. There's so much fun, so many fun tweets.
People like this, so funny tweets, I get it. What is your main social network? I don't know, when you met some of the new people, some founders of the projects or any possible partners, what type of the social network do you give to them? You give them LinkedIn, Twitter, Telegram. How do you further communicate with them on the next stages? In where? In the Telegram or somewhere else?
Mainly Telegram.
Mainly Telegram. So crypto field, it's more about Telegram.
Yes. I mean, big companies like Binance, they have also internal messengers for employees. But if you work with external partners, mainly Telegram.
I get it. And what about the LinkedIn and Twitter? What is...
Just connecting with people.
Just connecting.
And checking their updates. I mean, sometimes you can meet people on Twitter and LinkedIn. I mean, on Twitter more often than LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more about career updates. that can also gather some attention of potential partnerships, leads, or just remind your friends that you exist and they can message you congratulations on Twitter, on Telegram.
What about the online and offline connections? I know the answer that offline connections during the events or when someone make an intro to you, they're more intimate, something like this. It helps to work faster. But let's say when you are going to the conference and you exchange contacts with someone, this is more effective if you make an online intro from someone else or not.
I think it depends, but yeah, meeting people face to face is generally more effective and it builds more trust.
Do you plan to travel to some of the conferences?
Not this yet.
What was the last one that you visited?
It was here in Dubai, Torn Gateway. Before that was Binance Blockchain Week.
What was your goals for this conference?
Reconnecting with my current partners to meet new interesting projects that we can collaborate with.
Can you share with me some of the projects or some of the more facts about what do you do now? I mean, in DWF, maybe because I already talked with Andrew and he told that you plan to launch your own stablecoin, etc. I think maybe you are not responsible for this, but what is maybe the main focus for the DWF at the moment?
I would say that part of the business, as well as main financial services that we provide, investments, treasury management, market making.
But you're responsible for the partnership with the project, not for the investments, not for the other
No. Partnerships through investments, market making.
Partnership through investments.
And treasury management.
Treasury management, what does it mean? It's for the projects or for the investors?
For the projects. We can manage their token. For the profit generation. So basically, they can hire our trading team to trade their token for them and generate some profit.
I think this is the most excited part about how projects collaborate with a market maker, because for a lot of people, market maker, this is something not real. They just heard about this. Usually they think that the market maker generate all the revenue from the liquidations. So this is what about, I think, the market maker in a wide definition. Because not so many people understand that you just helps the token and the price work in the most efficient way. That's the main idea.
Yeah, you know everything.
I know everything. I know. We have a small HFT team also.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and sometimes we are looking inside the market, like not like the common people see this price, because I think that the most people see the like trading view and they just see the bars, try to make these levels. Also, they try to write some triangles, etc. But when you are looking inside, when you look in the order book, you see very interesting things. So this is a very deep team where we can speak a lot about how really price works. This is works from the futures or from the spot market, etc. And for me, I'm so excited that the DWF operates with so many tokens. Like I have no idea what is
around 800 right now.
Yes, around 800, and I think that most of them they are market making in a automated way. I think that you have a trading team, but for the very specific situation. Also, I'm excited with. I have a lot of questions maybe about the risk model, but I know that we must to speak about the tech specialists, because 2 days ago, you know that 2 nights before it was a big crash on the market with more than 25%, and nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened because it was no news, nothing. But what we saw that not only DWF Labs, but I think all the market makers, they just turned off all the algorithms around several minutes before the market crash. It means that I'm not sure that this was a monopoly or something like this. I think this is about the risk models. It looks like when market makers see that a lot of people started to sell or buy, they sometimes decided not to participate in this. So this is very interesting, but I think that we need to discuss it in, like say, we're looking on a laptop and discuss in a more specific situation. This is super important because if the projects have no market maker, the market is not efficient because people cannot say, people cannot buy, and as a next step, this project lost trust. That's why market making helps to build trust. Maybe some of the projects will look our interview, our podcast, who you are looking for in case of the projects. Who do you need now? What maybe industries, or maybe you need meme coin?
We have 20 million fund to support meme projects, and we just
Really?
announced 20 million fund for AI agent projects to help with their development as well. So we definitely will be interesting to talk to them and to the wider industry and the projects to see how we can support them with seed, pre-seed investments.
Can you make some of the examples how you really support a project? Let's say about AI agent, meme coin, this is like...
Let's say we have Nikita AI agent.
Because you have several types of the technologies, you can develop your own AI or can use some of the models. But the only reason that I need money for it, I need money for market making to support the supply or not, if I don't want to invest in a technology. You're more focused on the tokens or in the technology that stand behind the tokens?
I would say these are different business models, right? So on the investment front, as I mentioned, we invest seed, pre-seed, and we also do liquid investments. So we help with certain fundings for the projects. If they need that money for, let's say, go-to-market strategies, campaigns, certain developments, etc., to keep going with their project and their product. On the market making side, we help projects to make, as you said, markets efficient and liquid. And on the ecosystem front, we help them with our network, with connection with other projects to bring more awareness with such cross partnerships, KOLs, additional funding, other partners that we have to help on other fronts.
What about the red flags? What are the most common red flags for the project that you will not work with them?
If you come to me and you say you want pump and dump, we didn't do that, sorry. Or not,
okay,
sorry.
This is first. What else?
I would say this is the main thing. If they have just wrong perception that we can hold the price or we can, draw some figures on the chart.
This is my most popular question. Who draws the triangle on the chart?
I would say this is the most common, and you don't go any further with that project. Or if people just really rude and disrespectful. So I had situation, and this is why I like DWF. I had situation when I had call with potential partners. These guys came to us and they wanted to work with us on the market making front. I went on the call with them and they were really rude. They're horrible. They were interrupting all the time. They were using those, swearing words. And they had really negative connotation about company in the first place. So why you come collaborating with us if you feel so negative? But they were also really rude, offensive. So I went back to Andre and I said, hey, listen, so they were really rude and this and that. But this is something what we can offer to them if you're interested to continue talking to them. He checked the details for exactly what's happening during the conversation. It was really stressful for me. And he went to the group with those potential partners and he said that, guys, there will be no partnership at all. We will not be working together. So if people are not acting like people and they really being disrespectful and rude, we probably will not be working with them.
Okay, talking about the green flags, where are you looking for to make a decision? To the size of the community, to the idea behind the project, to the technology, to the team? What is...
All of that. Yeah, all of that. It also depends on what stage of the development they are. What is the product market fit? What are their goals, milestones? What is their community? What are their plans on acquiring more community or developing their product? Is there a revenue model? What are their plans for the token? What's the utility of the token? How the token will be interesting for people to sell and buy and to hold and to actually make a use of it? All this together. Some of the points at certain stages of development of that projects are crucial, but you always consider on case-to-case scenarios.
How often projects failed their roadmap, their terms, that they plan to do something and they don't? And how this affect your further communication with them?
Well, I haven't been in the company for a long time.
I get it. Because from my perspective, 80% of the project, they failed their roadmap.
Or delay.
All delay, yeah. No, delay maybe, yeah.
Delay a lot. I'm not going to call names, again, as a community member, not as an employee. Like some of the projects on the market, they say they're going to release the mainnet for, I don't know, half a year right now, and it's always being postponed, or some product release or updates. Of course, there's certain things behind the screen that we don't see, and we need to understand this and be patient. But still, it's very unpredictable, especially you can plan TGE for Q3 this year, but market wasn't good, so you move your TGE all the time.
Really, that's why a lot of projects in a ton ecosystem, they just reschedule their TGE event. During the last several months, as it was like delay. They're waiting for the... Now this is a good market for the project to make a TGE or not?
Better than a few months ago.
I like this answer.
Because, token here is also a product that you need to position and you need to market in crypto industry, right? So you want to have good conditions, market conditions, and you also have good community sentiment. So they will be happy because lots of those community members, they're early investors and believers of your project.
I get it. Guys, we are done for today. Thanks for watching.